Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how I make a classic Caesar salad. There's not that many ingredients and we're not going to stray too far away. We're going to try to really get down to the original recipe, which is from about 100 years ago, an Italian restaurant in Mexico, just across the border from the States during the time of Prohibition. Basically, Americans used to like to go across the border because they liked getting drunk. And what better reason to celebrate a wonderful salad like all the classics. It's not complicated. I'm not going to mess around with it too much, and I know that you're going to really like this one. Okay, got the old pestle and mortar out here. A couple of bits of garlic in there. Recipe will be in the description, and a tiny bit of salt. Don't want to put too much salt in this, but it's abrasive and it really helps to sort of smash the garlic up to a pulp. And once the garlic is smashed up, these are the very salty tinned anchovies. Reserving the oil. We're going to see what it's like later when I taste it, whether or not I need that. And now we're going to separate a couple of eggs. So I'm going to show you how an expert separates eggs. You see, confident crack on the flat surface, pass the egg from one shell to the other, and I'll just show you how easy it is to do that again. And no, okay. So my shell didn't sort of crack halfway, and it's making me look a bit silly, but we'll be all right. We can pass it in there, and I think I just used my hand to get it out, and we got away with it. And nobody noticed because no one watches these videos anyway. Right, so egg yolks into the pestle and mortar with the garlic and the anchovies, and now lemon juice. If you don't want to use lemon juice, you're going to need something slightly acidic, so I would recommend maybe a white wine vinegar or a cider vinegar, something like that. But that acidity is really quite essential. It's a balance, when your oils, fats, acids, it's all part of cooking really, making your mouth feel all happy. You talk some rubbish. Anyway, so in with the oil. Now, because I'm using a pestle and mortar, my dressing is going to be more sauce-like. If you use a whisk in a bowl, you're going to have it more emulsified, more like a mayonnaise. Just letting you know. This is how I like mine though. So keep going, olive oil, and I used a bit of avocado oil as well because it's not quite as strong. Worcestershire sauce, which is fermented anchovies, so there's a lot of anchovy going on here. Dijon mustard and tons of black pepper, and finally some Parmesan. Lovely, and that's going to help add a bit of body to this sauce as well. And we're pretty much done there, apart from we need to have a little taste of this thing. What is it like, Uncle Matt? Yummy, very flavoursome, but I think we can have the oil from the anchovies that we were reserving just in case it was really salty. Done. Okay, so get that dressing into a bowl now. I don't know which bit's which, but that pestle or mortar bit is not going to help, so we need a spatula, and let's get it into a bowl. And we'll have a little taste. We're going to dunk in a nice crispy bit of that baby gem, and it's delicious, of course. So now what you're going to need is the other very important part of the Caesar salad is some nice crunchy croutons. I do recommend using a soft white sandwich loaf, something like this, a soft white bread. You're going to get the best croutons out of this. And rather than dice mine up with a knife, I thought I'd tear them into like shards and chunks, because then you get those rough edges and you get those super crunchy and crispy. Absolutely gorgeous. So that's going to go in a bowl. We need some fat. We're going to flavour it with some fat and that bit of garlic. But I'm using a bit of unsalted butter. Well, I say a bit of butter, but obviously butter makes everything better. So as much of that as you want, really. Dump that on top of them. A little bit of oil as well. Toss that around. And then we're going to get those on a tray. And we're going to get this into a preheated oven. There's the temperature on your screen. Arrange those nicely. Space them out so that heat can get to them. There's that bit of garlic that's going to go in there. It's going to fuse a little bit of flavour into this. And I won't give you the timings because if you pay attention, you've got the clock working on my oven. And you'll be able to work it out for yourselves. Now, this is the ingredient that is not classical, but I love it. So I've got some streaky bacon. And that's a nice technique, that, with a tray, with a bit of paper and another tray on top, holding it flat. Gives you those really nice shards of bacon. Now those croutons are not ready yet, but I'm going to give them a move about. Move them around, let the heat get to them evenly. They probably need about another 10 minutes, I would say. But you're just going to keep your eye on them. You never know how long they're going to take. They take as long as they take. And you may notice that is not me. That is my lovely lady. She was helping me today with the filming, and then she got carried away and wanted to do a bit of cooking as well. So anyway, we've got those croutons out there, gorgeous. We're going to put them onto a plate with a bit of tissue to drain off some of the excess fat. And yeah, that was crunchy and absolutely stunning. So another essential part of a classic Caesar salad would normally be a cos or a Romaine lettuce, however you say it. I like these baby gems though. They're really crunchy, and I like the size of them. I think they just look lovely and they taste lovely. So once I've got those separated, I'm going to immerse them in some nice cold water just to get them really fresh while you're waiting for the rest of the ingredients to come together. So this is very much an Italian style salad, even though it's created in Mexico, but it was by an Italian, I don't know, it's a fusion, I don't know what you call it, but it's very much Italian style, isn't it? Not too many ingredients, really good ingredients, and don't mess around with them too much. And now you're thinking, yeah, okay, you got a point about that bacon, Uncle Matt. That does look really quite good. It does, yeah. So anyway, into the dressing with our gems. Give those a toss around. More Parmesan, because why wouldn't you want more Parmesan in it? Oh my God, my mouth is watering. And I like to put a few croutons in at this stage, not all of them, but toss those around. They start absorbing some of the dressing and they get a little bit soft, but they're still a bit crunchy. And it's, oh yes, give that a good toss, Uncle Matt. And now, this is one way you might want to arrange this if you're showing off and you're all poncy, is by putting it on a nice plate like this, arrange them, take a bit of time, dot your croutons about here, arrange your bits of crispy shards of bacon just like that so it looks like it's been done in a restaurant, but you know, and then a few shavings of Parmesan on top. If you give this to your friends, they're going to be happy. Not as happy as me, because I'm about to taste this thing. So there you go, that's the Caesar salad. I presented it a couple of different ways. I think most of the time this is quite nice in a bowl, just sort of dump it in a bowl and it looks kind of nice all by itself. A restaurant might do something a bit more like this to be a bit more poncy, I suppose, and it does look rather nice. Anyway, let's have a taste, shall we? So I'm just going to grab. This is why I love these leaves in particular, these baby gems, because they're a bit smaller and they're quite crunchy, and you can just pick up a whole leaf. Absolutely wonderful. The bacon, I know, is me adding to it. It shouldn't be in a classic recipe, but I really do think, for me, a bit of bacon in this really finishes it off. By all means, some chicken breasts, some prawns even, you know, anything you want, I guess, eggs. It's your recipe, it's you making it, but let's just try that. And oh, how can we not have a crouton on this? Breaking my no carb days again. It's absolutely delicious. I love that. I'm going to put a massive dent in this now. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and while you're here, you know, liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, all of those things that make absolutely no difference whatsoever, but you do it anyway because you think Uncle Matt's all right and you quite like this channel, and you'd like to help it grow, and we'll pretend that it does. Anyway, so thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you again pretty soon. Bye.